Listen up, guys. If you are on this journey of semen retention, if you are practicing this esoteric art of retaining and cultivating your seed, your chi, your prana, your virya, then guys, expect attacks from the devil. They are going to happen. It is inevitable along your journey. So in this episode, I'm going to explain exactly how the devil attacks those that are retaining or practicing the art of semen retention. Stay tuned. What's poppin', YouTube? It's your boy Sabby. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Welcome to my channel, guys. Of course, it is true. The devil attacks those that are practicing semen retention. But before I get into the meat of the subject, guys, I want to discuss exactly what the devil means, what the devil is, and define that word for you guys, because the word devil can have many convoluted meanings, such as the word God. So let's talk about how religious people, people such as Christians, Muslims, even Hindus, and other religions, right, can perceive the word devil. For a lot of people, the devil is an actual figure. It's an actual entity, right? Similar to that of, Hades, of the underworld. And a lot of people have that definition of the devil. However, I like to accept and I believe that the devil is actually an archetype. And this was coined by, the psychologist of the 20th century, a great psychologist, Carl Jung. And I really love his work, guys. And, for Carl Jung, the devil is just an archetype in man's unconscious mind, similar to God being an archetype in man's mind as well, guys. And so the thing is, the devil is actually the unhealed psyche, the unhealed psychological aspects of man. And if you haven't done the psychological work, if you haven't done the healing, right, then the devil is still rampant inside of you, right? If you are living in shame, if you are living in guilt, if you are living in resentment, bitterness, jealousy, anger, right, the devil is working within you. Those devilish forces are active within you, and you're giving them power, right? You're giving the devil power by allowing yourself to be in that plane of frequency. On the screen now, I'm going to bring up David Hawkins' map of consciousness, guys. And David Hawkins is a wonderful researcher. He's a physician, he's a lecturer, he's a spiritual teacher, he's a psychiatrist, the list goes on. But you see, David Hawkins' map of consciousness really breaks down heaven and hell, because you see, heaven and hell are just metaphorical places, right? They're symbolic of vibrational frequencies, planes of frequency. And if you look at the screen right now, you can see that if you are in hell, right, you're living in those emotions of guilt and shame, apathy, grief, fear, right? And you can also add, like I mentioned before, anger in there. You can add jealousy, envy. You can add, resentment, bitterness, depression. You can add in, powerlessness, all those emotions that one person feels, right? That means you're living in hell, metaphorically speaking. And guys, think about it. When you masturbate, when you watch pornography, when you are, indulging in lust, the biggest emotions you feel once, you've ejaculated, or once you've done the act of masturbation, or, indulging in sexual hookups, guys, is shame, guilt, right? These emotions come up. It's because you're vibrating at those frequencies, right? Your consciousness is at a very low level. As you can see on the right hand side, self-empowerment comes when you are willing, right? As you can look at willingness, acceptance, inner light, right? When you are willing to change, when you are willing to practice retention, when you're willing to ascend, when you're willing to, let go of everything no longer serving you, do you make your transition into paradise? Do you make your transition into heaven? Right? And so all of this is just letting you know that, you see, heaven and hell are just states of consciousness. That's really all it is, So guys, same thing, the devil and God are states of consciousness as well. If you're living in those lower frequencies, if you're giving credence, if you're giving power to those lower frequencies, then the devil is, he has a grip over you. But the thing is, the minute you let go of that, the minute you try to escape that, right, you are going to be attacked. You are going to face difficulty, challenges, problems in your life, because you are trying to escape, right, that habit or that, behavior. And so it's going to try to pull you back in. So How does the devil really attack you? Let's discuss this now. First, we must understand that the devil can be an outside influence, or the devil can be within us, right? So let's talk about the outside influence first. As you know, we are living amongst other people, and other people may be unhealed, right? We are walking around unhealed people all the time, right? People that are controlling the media, people that are controlling, the culture, people that are controlling the economics, the politics of any given country, any nation, right? Not all of them are healed individuals. Let's be real. They're not, all operating from high levels of consciousness, because if they were, we would be living in a better society right now. But honestly, I believe that we're living in a degenerative society right now, especially these modern times, with promiscuity at an all-time high, infidelity at an all-time high, divorce is going through the roof, the entire structure of family has been broken down. Nobody wants to be, in a marriage anymore because of high divorce rates. So much is going on, guys, and honestly, these are not signs of a heavenly society. These are signs of, a hellish society, right? So yes, the devil can be outside influences such as media, right? It can be culture. It can be, people around you, like your friends, your peers, right? But like I mentioned before, yes, the devil can also be within you, and we'll talk about that later on. But first, let's talk about the devil being an outside force, right? So let's talk about peer pressure, right? You're going to have peer pressure from your friends as you're practicing retention to, continue the lifestyle of partying, to continue using drugs, to continue, consuming alcohol, to continue engaging or involving yourself in, casual hookups, right? If you stop watching pornography, they think you're weird, right? If you're not practicing, promiscuity, if you're rather choosing to be chaste or to practice chastity, they think you're weird, right? It's almost seen as taboo now to be a virgin, right? Isn't that crazy? It's crazy to protect your innocence, to want to have purity within you. It's seen weird. It's seen as though it's not worthy. It's seen as though it's not something that has any value anymore in today's society, right? It's crazy how that is, but this is the devil tempting you from entering paradise, or preventing you from wanting to enter paradise, metaphorically speaking, guys, of course, because, like I mentioned before, the devil does not want to see you win. Another way, the devil as an outside influence can prevent you or attack you on this journey is through, social media or media itself, right? First, let's look at the music out right now. All the music out right now is about sex, drugs, violence, gangs, treating women like sex dolls or throwaways, just pump and dump kind of psychology. And this is heavily promoted. Every song in, the rap industry, the hip hop industry is all geared towards making sure that you're in your lower chakras, making sure that you're stuck in lust, making sure that you're, stuck in those lower frequencies, right? Let's talk about the mindless entertainment, right? Movies today have no purpose, no, greater moral, no great, message behind them, rather than just violence on screen. You have a lot of gore now, a lot of blood, sexuality, shows about infidelity, shows about cheating. Guys, it's all over. It's rampant, right? Whenever you turn on this mindless entertainment, right, they're programming you. The devil is programming you to make sure that you don't live a heavenly life, to make sure you don't focus on God, you don't focus on, becoming a better version of yourself. Today's entertainment does not provide any self-growth or any, psychological perspectives or any sort of, philosophical points of view. There's no empowerment. There's no, deep thought involved, guys. Majority of movies are just mindless entertainment. There's no purpose to them at all, except for just dopamine pleasure, dopamine hits, right? Look at all the top 10 Netflix movies out right now. Pointless movies, have no purpose at all. Let's also talk about social media, right? What is social media now rather than just a vanity contest, right? Everyone's just showing off their materialistic goods, their materialistic items. They want you stuck in the world of matter, in the world of the material, rather than in the world of pattern or the paternal or the world of the Father, right? As we call God the Father, right? They don't want you in the world of, God. They want you in the world of the devil, right? They want you in the world of, materialistic things that have no meaning in your life at all. Rather than living for your spirit, they want you living for matter, guys. That's really what it is. And of course, social media is all about that. Today's girls are going crazy on social media with the OnlyFans, promoting their body, promoting lust, right? Social media to me is just like softcore porn, honestly, guys. That's all it is. You turn it up and you see girls shaking their booty. It's just another trap to make sure that you're stuck in that environment, to make sure you're stuck in that mindset. Same thing, guys. Pornography. Over 69% of American men are watching pornography, and over 40% of women are also indulging in pornography, guys. And that's crazy statistics out right now. And this is at any given time. This could happen any day, guys. So they have us controlled by these outside influences. And also, guys, with the politics and the economics, they want you living in a victim mindset, right? Where they don't want you thinking about how you can actually create your life. They don't want you to be a creator. They want you to be a victim. That's where you're stuck working that 9 to 5, right? Trying to survive in a city that you don't really want to live in. But the only way you can survive is to work that 9 to 5 so you can, continue to afford that apartment that you barely spend time in, afford that car that just takes you back and to and from work, guys. That's all it's about, right? You're stuck in the matrix. You're stuck in this cycle of life, right, where you can't really focus on anything except money, sex, eating, sleeping, and that's it. There's no contemplation of, self-awareness. There's no consciousness. There's no realization. There's no actualization. It's all about, your lower chakras and living in that victim consciousness. So as you practice this art of retention, guys, be aware of all these outside influences, that can have a grip on us, that can have a grip on our reality and how we function in today's society. But the thing is, if you're practicing retention, you've already taken that first step. You've already taken this, huge leap of faith into yourself, into your own consciousness, into understanding that, hey, you can overcome, this world. You can overcome, the fallacies, the illusions of this world. And that's the main thing. But another way the devil can attack you, guys, is through your own mind, through your own psyche, through your own unhealed trauma. That's why, guys, if you're on this journey of retention, I highly recommend that you guys practice healing yourself, that you guys practice, looking within, spending time with yourself without any distractions, no phone, no TV, none of that stuff, no computer, none of that. Just be by yourself, out in nature or wherever you want to be, and just, focus within, look within and see for yourself, what is it about yourself that you need to heal? Are you holding on to fears? Are you holding on to insecurities? Are you holding on to resentment, to grudges? Are you holding on to thoughts that are no longer serving you? Are you holding on to limiting beliefs that aren't allowing you to live a fulfilling life, that are not allowing you to be your greatest and grandest potential? Are you depressed, right? Are you overly anxious? What about low self-esteem? Right? So these are things you're going to have to look at, guys, because this is how the devil attacks you from within, right? If you're giving power to your depression, if you're giving power to your powerlessness, if you're giving power to, your negative thoughts, what are you really giving power to? And these are questions you're going to have to ask yourself. But the truth of it all is that you're giving power to the devil within. You're giving power to this archetype within you, right? You're allowing this archetype to flourish and thrive, right? As a parasite, it's taking over, right? It's taking over your life. And that's why there's no meaning in your life. That's why you're feeling empty. That's why you're feeling unfulfilled. And, if you're on this journey, you're going to have to battle these demons. You're going to have to battle the demons within. Right? Because if you don't, you're going to succumb back to pornography. You're going to succumb back to lust. You're going to succumb back to, jacking off and watching these, dirty videos online and, indulging in the drugs, indulging in the hookup culture, going back to being this, self that really doesn't have a greater existence rather than just pleasure, right? You're going to live that hedonistic life. That's it. Right? So these are ways, guys, that the devil can attack those that are practicing retention. So we must be aware of the outside influences, and we must protect and guard our mind, our eyes, our ears, from these outside influences, and be focused, right? Be one with God, right? Keep God at the forefront of our consciousness and keep going in this journey and keep battling, these outside influences as much as we can. And whether that means, you start listening to books rather than, this devilish music, whether you start, focusing on spending more time in nature than spending more time on Netflix, whether that means, you have to let go of old friends that are stuck in that partying lifestyle, stuck in the lifestyle of, hedonism, or just, self-gratification through pleasure and adultery and fornication, whether it means that you have to do the inner work, whatever it is, guys, you have to take that journey. You have to take that step to make sure the devil does not take over your mind. That is outwitting the devil, is being able to critically think for yourself, being able to take your own initiative, being able to walk this path yourself without anybody, dictating your life for you. So this is my message for today. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to another episode. I'll be back again. Until then, guys, take care and stay strong in this journey. Peace.